This is the drummer for the Rhodes Band, Thomas Fucik.
Howdy, folks.
He's going to tell you a little bit about his drum setup here.
Well, it's an old kit. It's, I don't know, maybe a 1987. It's a Pearl MLX series maple 6-piece kit here. And I kind of been collecting when I first got this kit. I've only had this kit for 5 years, but it's, what, 36 years old? So it's got a little bit of age on it and then a little bit of color to it. It's turning kind of a golden brown with the sunshine. It's a nice kit. I've got a little red kit also. It's very similar to this. It's a birch kit at home that I use in the studio. But this is my Rhodes kit that I've been using here with the little Rhodes Band. Sizes are 10, 12, 14, 16-inch floor tom. Kick drum is a 22-inch kick drum. Snare drum is it's a little bit newer series. I've got this kit back or this snare drum in about 2010, maybe 2909. And it's a master series, 6.5 by 14. Birch, this is a birch wood drum here. And I use Remo heads. Tops of the toms are vintage Emperor coated. Have a control sound, single ply with a dot on the snare drum. Kick drum's a Power Stroke 3 Remo. Pedals I have are DW5000 double kick pedal. And this is my old hi-hat stand here from 1990. Have that one. That one's been at every gig I've played since 1990. Using Zildjian cymbals for the most part here. Got a 18-inch Wuhan China and a 12-inch Wuhan China with a splash on top for a little bit of a static kind of a sound. And I've got 18-inch medium thin K Zildjian and a 17-inch Shea Custom thin crash, 12-inch A splash, and an 8-inch transformer that I use for a little high splash there. 14-inch New Beat hi-hats. And I use a little tambourine here for some songs. Got a cowbell today. I just felt needed more cowbell today. And then that's pretty much the acoustic drums. And I have a little electronic module here. It's an Alesis Strike multi-pad. Have some samples in there for different kind of sound effects. I have a tambourine sound that's got a little reverb tail on it and some other percussion sounds that I use. And I can sample pretty much anything that I want because it's a sampler also. It's pretty handy. I can sample acoustic drums and trigger stuff with it, but for the most part I run everything acoustic. Use Vic Firth's Extreme 5A sticks. And I think that's pretty much it. Do you have any questions?
You do something a little different with your mounts on your toms, don't you?
Well, on this one here, I have a rims mount. It's an isolation mount because the old school mount here, it mounts straight from the shell, and it's sort of on a smaller drum. It kind of deadens out the tone. It has a little bit more resonance with that mount here. And I have one for this drum, but this drum has so much resonance I really didn't need it. The floor toms, they're bigger drums also. They have plenty of resonance, especially with a big PA system. It gets kind of crazy sometimes. You have to muffle the stuff. That's what these little blue and clear things are. I have a little muffling on there. I try to keep everything kind of wide open, but have to muffle a little bit here and there. A little bit of a couple towels in the bass drum, but pretty much minimal muffling. I like everything to be kind of wide open and as much projection as possible.
And you have 2 more toms that go with this kit too?
Yeah, I've added on. I've got an 18-inch floor tom that I mount here sometimes at home, and I have a little 8-inch also, so you still need all those toms for this particular unit here. But this is a good little unit that I've used. 10 and 12 up top on the rack toms and a 14, 16. And sometimes I'll change out the 16 for the 18, a little bit lower. But for the most part, this is an efficient set to use. And I use the rack system from Pearl here, which I have another bar that goes across the front, but I've just been trying to lighten up the load of carrying stuff. So I just use basically 2 side racks, and I leave pretty much all the cymbal booms on there. I just kind of fold everything up, and it works really, really good. So that's what I've been using for the last few years.
Cool. That's Thomas, drummer for the Will Rhodes Band.
Thanks, guys.